Guys, are you having a good time? Yeah! I didn't hear you. Let's do this one more time. Are you having a good time? All right. And now we're going to start the main part of the event, the panels of our beautiful speakers. Elena from Flyer One Ventures, David from Inovo VC, and Camille from Market One Capital. Please, guys, sit down. No, you're not you. Yeah, you. Guys, you're gonna able to grab them afterwards over a drink. And I just want to remind everyone that we have this beautiful open bar with all the drinks now tonight. Thanks to Inovo VC and Market One Capital. Give them a round of applause. Starting to run out of here. Guys, thank you so much for coming over. Maybe you can briefly start by briefly introducing yourself and the fund you're working on.
Sure. Hi, I'm David. I'm from Inovo. We're angel stage investors. We do checks from €0.5 to 4 million euros. We invest in seed companies. Invest in over the Baltic countries for the fund. So we love investing in Lithuanian, Latvian, and Estonian founders. We did companies like Brooksy, Bravely, Victor, and looking for markets.
First of all, guys, thanks to all of you for joining us today. From all of the plans that you've had coming here, really appreciate it. So have fun. As Market One, we're investors at the earliest stages, pre-seed seed, initial tickets up to 3 million euros all over Europe. But it happens that we actually love Vilnius quite a bit, and Lithuania overall invest there quite a lot. And yeah, more to share after the
Hi everyone, I'm a partner at Flyer One Ventures. We invest in pre-seed stages and seed stages in founders from Central Eastern Europe who build global companies. One of our most recent successes was AI, where we were among the first investors, and we would like to have more.
Awesome. Hey, I like this guy. Come on, give him a round of applause. They're spending their evening to share insights with you. All right, so we're living in crazy times, guys. AI is taking over. Everyone is talking about the death of SaaS. We're talking about that we're going to fire all the developers. What does it make a startup fundable in year 2026 in Poland or Central Eastern Europe or Lithuania?
So how we look at it is we started investing even earlier. Like we used to be a seed, but right now we feel like the seed is basically gone almost. Like a lot of funds want to invest even earlier because if a company goes well, often what happens is the next thing is around that is similar to suicide. So investing early, funds spend more time, I feel like, on looking at founders, analyzing what they did in the past, and analyzing their strengths. So for us, the first thing that we are looking at, and the first thing that makes a company fundable, is the quality of founding team. And here, what we are looking for especially is founders who already did something exceptional in the past. So we love investing in founders who are second-time, third-time founders.
Does AI change anything in that algorithm for you? Does it change how you evaluate founders or their past achievements? Because the market is changing so fast.
Yes, so since a lot of funds started investing earlier, it's very hard to put a lot of emphasis on product or on traction because it changes so often. So we started over-indexing founders even more. So looking for serial entrepreneurs, looking for young founders who are top 0.1% of the cohort. So like math Olympic winners or people who started very early, and also for people who saw hypergrowth, so people coming from 11 Labs, Victor, and other success stories.
Thank you, David. Camille, maybe we can change this question a little bit for you. Like, what mistakes people are making now when they're pitching in the era of AI? Like, everyone is, I guess, generating presentations with Gamma. What else they shouldn't do?
100%. I think one of the things that I'm personally looking for the most is actually not the pitching, but talking with the founder way more. So from that perspective, I believe during the first meeting is the time to actually grab that attention and build up the initial connection with the founder. I believe it's a common thing for CE. We have lots of very technical, very talented people from that perspective living here, and they tend to just they simply want to get to many details at the first time, right? So from that perspective, they simply overtake the meeting and don't let the conversation going in the ways it might flow otherwise. So that I don't mind when thinking of some of the mistakes that I see.
Elena, you're investing all across Europe. What changes have you seen in startups now that the AI has kind of blown over?
Yeah, so one of the biggest changes is that it's very easy to iterate products right now. So that's why, given that we invest predominantly at pre-seed stage right now, we usually try to assess how the founders iterate, how they make the decisions during the iterations and small pivots or partial pivots. And just like a week ago, I think I had a call with a guy who used to work like at Google DeepMind and one company, and he said that they did like 4 micro pivots within the I think a month or 2, because it's very easy to launch a product right now if you have like a decent team of like 2 or 3 people who actually understand how the tech works. So basically they were doing like MVPs and they were already like deploying it to the clients.
So how do finders stand out for you? Like what kind of signal are you looking for? I guess anyone can get a little bit of traction now, anyone can build a product, so how do you separate a good founder?
It's a mix, usually. So first of all, it's an initial pre-screening that is usually done by our associates and some AI too. That looks mostly on something that can be publicly verified, like the previous experiences at high growth companies. Like we don't value logos so much, like if you work at Google, it doesn't matter unless you work in a team that is growing super fast and you will actually deliver huge results there. And the second part is actually the psychological one. Something that probably you've seen from, I don't know, like the generalist, the Hummingbird VC. We dive a little bit deeper into the founder psychology. So we do a separate call on the founders' backgrounds, trying to understand their, I don't know, childhoods, life path, etc. a little bit better.
Thank you. Camille, can you share a little bit from your inside kitchen, like how are you using AI to evaluate startups, evaluate founders? Maybe something, that we can use as a trick to get our best foot forward in front of you?
Yeah, 100%. I believe there's already way too many memes around the fact that as soon as you're changing your LinkedIn to startup, there's like hundreds of VCs hunting you already, and that's like the easiest thing you can do, 100%, right? So from that perspective, also adding some great education of yours and actually preparing your LinkedIn for all our AI research tools to fund you easily, it's probably the easiest tip that I can give to the founders. So prepare your LinkedIn for that and change to startup, 100%. Like,
what about Reddit? Should people start posting on Reddit, on other forums?
it expands 100%. So both Reddit, GitHub, X, all the other sources that you can extract and go through are viable. I would say LinkedIn is the ultimate source of funds. The place you go through. Maybe it's changing now quite a bit, but yeah, that would be the short way.
Thank you, Camille. David, you mentioned that you're investing in a lot of young, exceptional founders. How does it convince you that they can actually build a venture business and go international? They have no previous experience, they haven't worked in a big company. How do you make that call?
Yeah, so I think it's the easiest to show it, giving a couple of examples. So we have one company called Field, it's a Lithuanian company. And when we made a bet, it was first company of Marty, and he was 21 at the time, I believe. But by that time, he kind of fast-tracked a lot of things in his life. When he was 19, he bought a one-way ticket to San Francisco, having like $3,000 of his bank account. He already did internships at Microsoft and a couple other companies. And what's most important, with very limited cash, he managed to sell like 200K worth of his device, like without any prior funding. We have another Lithuanian company called Sintra, where Chris was 21, and he was already after his first exit. So basically looking at signs of greatness at what they managed to deliver before.
Awesome, thank you, David. Camille, now everyone is also still sending decks, right? So in the age of AI, when anyone can generate an amazing deck, amazing content for anything, where do you still look at decks? Do you still look at decks? And if you do, what do you pay attention to?
We love decks, and to send them over, we have like, the Hall of Fame of the best decks that we've sold over the time. But I would say it doesn't really change in between the questions and answers here. I believe each and every, the basics didn't change. So from my perspective, I have the framework of really looking at three things. So credentials, what David explained, what is your background, what you did, what you delivered. That is one slide that you should prepare. Other one is execution. So what you essentially did right now. The other thing is innovation, right? So these are the three axes that we're looking for in any pitch deck, right? And then it really depends on the market and on the thing that we're doing.
All right, thank you. So, Elena, let's say we have a great team, we have the deck ready. When should we start fundraising? You're investing in pre-seed. What do you think? What would you do as a founder? Like, you build your MVP. Would you wait for a certain traction? Would you go to investors straight away? What would be your advice?
May I add something on the decks?
Go ahead.
Just a little bit on the contrarian side. I think that we stopped looking at decks like a while ago. Probably it's still like I don't know, like it still serves as a complementary material. You know.
What do you look at? What's the most important?
We do the research before we talk to the founder actually. So that's why if we reached out to the founder, there is a very huge probability that we already know quite a lot about him. And that's why we screen probably all of the social media and we're like, yeah, we know that you've been to Costa Caparica last week. So
coming back to the previous question, wouldn't the best strategy be just keep building and never start reaching out to investors and just wait investors to come for you? With the help of AI, they will find the signal, right?
To be honest, I wouldn't start fundraising, like just actively talking to investors even, unless I already have some bits of traction, like at least a couple of like LOIs or at least a couple of design partners or something similar. Just because nowadays a lot of people can actually build a product very fast. So that's why you need to kind of like show that there are people there is a market pull.
Awesome. All right, guys, last question. We're competing with this music and I think we're winning, guys.
Yes.
So last question. For people that are preparing to fundraise right now in the next few months, what would be your single advice how to prepare for fundraising in this era of AI best right now?
AI is just like treat AI as a shovel, I would say, like a tool, like I don't know, like a material that you can bend to your will and kind of use to build something significant and meaningful. Because in the end, what matters is the product loyalty of the customers and the retention.
I would say depending on the stage, but like it never really hurts to surround yourself with the best people from the given space. So I would say focus on the very primary levels of your company and try to find the top people in the given industry, given space. Talk to them as much as you can. Go give them their money to you. Make the best connections with them. I think that is always the good thing. Yeah.
I would say try to understand the benchmarks and try to understand what's top 1%, because if you're not in top 1%, the chances are low. Get a warm intro, show at least a couple of customers that really love your product.
Alrighty, thank you guys. Elena from Fire One Ventures, Camille from Market One Capital, and David from Inovo VC. Give them a round of applause, guys. Come on, you can do better. And now go get a drink.
All right.
actually a very good moderator.